What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take you on a little tour of what will eventually become the Foxcade, the 19 arcade. I haven't really thought of a good name for the arcade, so let me know down in the comment section, what do you think I should call the arcade that will be the focus of this 19K Fox channel? Any serious or non-serious suggestions will be considered accordingly. So let's start with where I am right now. This is the finished basement. This is the no-go zone. This is what I've been told will not serve as the arcade. We discussed a potential treaty, and it didn't go so well. So basically what we have is the DMZ, right? The wall behind me is the DMZ. That is a line I cannot cross. It really wasn't negotiation at all. It was more of like a mandate. But anyway, so let's talk about what's going on right now. So in the finished basement, I only have a spot for 4 arcades, 1 iArcade, 3 arcade 1-ups, actually 2 arcade 1-ups, and 1 custom 6-player X-Men cabinet, the one that arcade 1-up should have made. Now, they did make a prototype that is very close to what I made with a 27-inch monitor, but sadly, they didn't bring that to market. Maybe we'll see this in a deluxe version. Who knows? So this is what we have here temporarily whilst I prepare the place, the area, the zone for the arcade. And that zone, that blessed place, is located right behind this door. Here it is, the DMZ. Let's go ahead and open up the door and view the wonderful gloriousness of the future arcade. Okay, maybe it's not quite as glorious as I thought. Maybe I built it up a little bit too much. Kind of an echo because there's there's almost no insulation here in this unfinished portion of the basement. You can see we're going to have some utilities. We're going to have some stuff that's going to have to be covered up. So basically this entire portion here, I'm going to have to, put some walls up to kind of cover up some of this stuff. We don't want to see this in the arcade, so all this will be covered. We're going to have a couple bifold doors that will allow access for servicing of the HVAC, of the hot water heater that needs to be replaced. This is my current project. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this. This is all of the Cat5 cable throughout the house, trying to get all that figured out. The coax cable is a thing of the past. That's been tucked up out of the way. Didn't remove it completely because you never know. This is a pile of garbage crap that was removed from that. So there that is. Before we move on, let me just talk about the questionable paint choices made by those that lived here before me. Yes, that is pink. We've got some yellow here. This is actually yellow and yellower, the two-tone yellow. Not a good thing. More pink over here, purple, and that is green. So I can only assume that Easter bunnies actually lived in this house before we did. Everything else is normal, nice color. So it's good to have that right there. But as we swing wide, we see there's going to be a lot that has to be covered up by walls, some plumbing. We've got a lot of outlets, which is good. There's a mirror. There's not a mirror. This is not a mirror. This is a window. This window will be kept retained. I think that these posts will I may leave them just kind of bare, maybe just paint them black to kind of match all the walls, because this is going to be straight up arcade, baby. We are not going to compromise in this area. I'm talking about arcade carpet. It's going to be nuts. Going to have to keep some access here for the breaker box. I think I'm going to want to stream from this area here, so we'll be shooting the camera back this way so we can see all of the crazy arcade-ness going on. This beautiful tree here is not a tree at all. This is actually drain piping, so we're going to have to wall this in for sure because I want that to be nice and neat. I think I've decided I want to do a drop ceiling in here all the way across so that I can get to some of this, some of the piping, some of the air ducts and all that. I don't want to leave it completely sealed up. And if you have a leak and you got a drywall ceiling, you usually find out the hard way about that leak. So I think that's basically what we're going to do here. I got a lot of stuff to work on here. This was some kind of weird technology kind of thing from 2005-ish. So that's gone. That will be covered up. But other than that, we're going to wall this thing off, cover up some of these utilities in the corners, drop ceiling, and then beautiful, gorgeous arcade carpet all the way throughout. We're going to have 2 sets of lights on this one, okay? We're going to have regular lights, a row of just standard lighting for filming or for me just working in here normally. But then we're also going to have a second set of lights that will be black lights that's going to illuminate that carpet crazy. The walls, I think, are going to be, I'm thinking about black, maybe like a flat black, maybe a gray. I'm not exactly sure. But that is what we've got to do before we can move any arcades in this space. I want this to be completely clean and clear before so that I can do my work, and then we can bring the arcades in here. I am very excited about this. We're still going to be able to have the majority of the cabinets. But unfortunately, there were some cabinets that had to be sacrificed for this move. Yes, sadly, it is not all sunshine and roses. Some sacrifices had to be made. So here's a list of everything that didn't make it from the old arcade. Attack from Mars, the pinball from Arcade 1-Up, didn't make it. Ridge Racer is also gone. My Marvel Superheroes Special Edition, Limited Edition is gone. Limited no more. My Mortal Kombat 30th that I did the monitor swap on, that is also gone. Killer Instinct that I did a few mods on is also gone. Didn't make it. Miss Pac-Man. Didn't make it either. Didn't make the cut. It's gone. So that's as far as the Arcade 1-Ups go, but I also had to get rid of my 32-inch CRT, my Toshiba. That unfortunately had to go. I still have all the other small ones. My 3-player Rampage custom cabinet also bit the dust. Now, that was actually back in December. It was a little bit a while ago, but still, that was one of the arcades that didn't quite make it. That was the one that kind of kicked off the sell-a-thon in preparation for this move. And a couple of my entertainment centers that were in the game room, the console room, they also didn't make it. That whole thing is going to have to be consolidated. Some of that arcade or some of that console gaming is going to take place here in this portion of the finished basement. I was able to negotiate at least that much in the ceasefire. But as far as my CRT gaming, that's still going to take place only on one TV, maybe two, but it's going to be one entertainment center. That's going to take up maybe some corner in the arcade. But these are the things that you have to do. You have to make these considerations when you're making a move like this. So, and to be fair, those are arcades that I wasn't really getting a lot of playtime on. Ridge Racer for me is probably the biggest shock. Just because, I thought that was going to be, that was a fun game on PSP and PS1, PS2. Well, the series on PS2, that was a game I thought I was going to get a lot more playtime on, and I just didn't really enjoy the cabinet. So maybe it was the lockdown view. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, that was probably my biggest surprise. Attack from Mars was a really good, game. It was really good, the first entry from Arcade 1-Up into the pinball, the virtual pinball, arena. But to be honest with you, that thing would overheat sometimes and shut off. And with the news of AtGames 4K pinball coming out, I thought it was no big loss. Let's go ahead and cut it now and just get rid of it. Cut the dead weight out and move on, because I'm going to be going with the AtGames 4K setup. Because listen, if you're going to have one, you might as well have the very best, at least the very best for around $1,000. Anyway, so that's the latest and greatest of where we are right now. The game is not over. We're not stopping. We're not slowing down. We're going to continue on. This project is going to be a ton of fun, and it will be zero compromises. So anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this channel. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.